Student, welcome back to yet another lecture of CHO 5403, that is biomolecules, organic chemistry of drug design and chiral drugs. Friends, in today's lecture we will briefly introduce or briefly review the enzyme. Enzymes are the protein that act as a biological catalyst. That means many of the biological reactions are catalyzed by enzymes. As you know that catalysts accelerate chemical reactions and helpful for the good yield of the product. So in our body or in the nature, most of the reactions are catalyzed by enzymes. That's why they are called as a biological catalyst or biocatalyst. So this is a kind of a protein. This is special type of protein. Now in this case, this maltose substrate is converted to the glucose product by interaction or action of the enzyme. The molecules upon which the enzyme may act are called substrate. Okay, so this maltose is called as substrate, and the enzyme convert this substrate into the product. So this is substrate and this is a product which is prepared or formed by the enzyme action. Now let's see the classification of enzymes. Enzymes can be classified by two main criteria. First is amino acid sequence, and second and most important is enzymatic activity. Okay, so according to enzymatic activity, the enzymes are classified into these 6 types. So first one is oxidoreductase, second is transferase, third one is hydrolysis, fourth one is lysis, fifth one is isomerase, and lastly the sixth one is ligase. So friends, as their name suggests, their working is depend on the same kind of nomenclature. So first one is oxidoreductase. So let's see how they work or what is the function of each and every type of enzyme. So first one was oxidoreductase. So this type of enzymes transfers of hydrogen or oxygen atom or electrons from one substrate to another. That means they are helpful in oxidation and reduction reaction of biological substrate into the product. Example is dehydrogenase oxidase. Now the second enzyme is transferase. As the name suggests, it transfer one specific group, especially phosphate or methyl group, from one substrate to another. So this is the example of transferase, that is a transaminase kinase. So the third one is hydrolysis. It is simply hydrolysis the substrate. As you know, the hydrolysis means addition of water molecule. So this is the example of hydrolysis hydrolysis enzyme. There is esterase, which is a digestive enzyme in our body. The next one is isomerase. This change one molecule to its isomer, I will say change of the molecular form of substrate from one isomer to another is called as isomerase. This is a function of isomerase enzyme. So friends, the examples are phosphohexoisomerase or simply the fumarase. The fifth one is lysis. This converts non-hydrolytic removal of group or addition of group to the substrate. That means it is helping us for the addition or elimination reaction. This is the role of lysis enzyme. So the example is decarbolase or simply the aldolysis. Finally, the sixth one is ligases. This is actually forming the new bond between two substrate. That means joining of two molecule by formation of new bond is the role of this enzyme, and the example is citric acid synthesis. So these are the main type of enzymes, or this is the classification of the enzymes and their reaction catalyzed by them. So these are the examples we have seen. Now let's go ahead and see another type of enzymes, that is coenzymes. So coenzymes are not actually look like actual enzymes. They are small organic molecules that can be loosely or tightly bounded to an enzyme. Coenzymes transport a chemical group from one enzyme to another enzyme. So they are just helping the enzyme. So they are called as coenzymes. The examples are here. The hydride ion, that means H minus, is carried by NAD or NADP plus. Actually, you have already seen this kind of example in last semester. So the second coenzyme is the phosphate group carried by the adenosine triphosphate. Okay, the acetyl group is carried by coenzyme A. For male, methylene or methyl group is carried by folic acid, and finally the methyl group is carried by S-adenosyl methionine. So these are the type of enzymes and coenzymes. So friends, these are the three factors. As you know that the enzymes are made up of protein, and they are very specific in their action, and they are also very sensitive if we change the physiochemical factors such as pH, temperature or substrate concentration. That means some enzymes work very well in acidic condition, but if we change the acidic condition from acid to neutral or basic, this enzyme will not work properly. Similarly, some enzymes are very well catalyze the reaction in neutral environment, but if we change the environment to acidic or basic, it won't work. So similarly, all the biological catalysts or all the biological enzymes, they are very good catalysts at the body temperature. So this temperature is very important for their specific activity. So if we change the temperature or somehow the temperature is changed, the enzyme activity is hampered. Similarly, the substrate concentration is also an important factor which affect the enzyme activity. So these are the few factors which affect the enzyme activity. Now let's go ahead and see the role of enzymes in organic synthesis. There are so many reactions in which enzymes are used. So there are enzymes have wide applications in organic synthesis. So let's see some of the application in these few slides. So the most common is the resolution of secondary alcohols. So using this Cal-B enzyme, we can resolve this secondary alcohol. That means we have one that is S and another one is R. So this is a S and R. This is a racemic mixture. When we treat with the Cal-B, we can easily separate the S isomer, and this is also then when we hydrolyze, we also get the R also. So that means both the isomers we can easily separate from the racemic mixture by using enzymes. Now the next is we can use the enzymes as a reducing agent in organic synthesis. As here you can see that cyclohexanone is transferred or converted to cyclohexanol by using alcohol dehydrogenase, horse liver enzyme, that is alcohol dehydrogenase, which converts cyclohexanone to cyclohexanol. Now you can see that the epoxidation is one of the very important reaction in organic synthesis. So few enzymes convert these aryl alkenes into epoxides. Okay, so this is how it is. The enzymes are used in the organic synthesis. For a detailed reaction, you can refer this slide and the references. So friends, I have one very important and well-known reaction which is catalyzed by enzyme, that is a enzyme catalyzed asymmetric Mannich reaction. So friends, as you know that Mannich reaction is in between aldehyde and amine forming the iminium ion, and then attack of carbanion to this iminium ion to form the final product. So this type of Mannich reaction is catalyzed by acylase from the Aspergillus milius. So this type of reactions are catalyzed by enzymes and very helpful for the asymmetric synthesis. So friends, this is the role of enzymes in organic synthesis. If you want to see more of this kind of reaction, please refer the books by Vicky Aluwalia and John McMurray. Okay, so the last part of our lecture is the citrate synthesis. So we have taken one enzyme and we are going to study the action of this enzyme. So friends, citrate synthesis is an enzyme which is active in all examined cells, where it is most often responsible for catalyzing the first reaction of citric acid cycle, that is first reaction of carb cycle or tricarbocyclic acid cycle, that is a TCA cycle. So what this citrate synthesis do? It condenses the acetyl CoA and the oxaloacetate to form the citrate. This is the role of this citrate synthesis. The final product is citrate. That's why this enzyme is called as citrate synthesis. The overall structure of citrate synthesis is two subunit, where there are two active site. Each subunit makes one citrate. These two units are shown over here, and the red and green are the active sites where actually reaction happens. Okay, so friends, let's see the working of citrate synthesis. So working of citrate synthesis is very simple. As you can see that, as stated before, the substrate for citrate synthesis is oxaloacetate along with acetyl CoA and water. So this is the oxaloacetate and this is acetyl CoA with the water, and now these two are catalyzed by citrate synthesis. Now what happened actually? The reaction start when the oxaloacetate binds to the binding site in the citrate synthesis, as I already show you the binding site of citrate synthesis. So it binds to the amino acids histidine 274 and histidine 320 and also aspargine 275. So this is how it binds to the citrate synthesis. Now this makes the enzyme to go into closed form. This means that the citrate synthesis is an induced split enzyme. At this point, arginine 329 forms a salt bridge with oxaloacetate. Okay, now oxaloacetate will convert to the citrate by the release of CoA and the final product citrate. This is how the citrate synthesis is helpful for conversion of oxaloacetate and acetyl CoA enzyme with water into the citrate. So this is the first reaction of Krebs cycle as well as TCA cycle. So friends, this is all about enzymes. If you guys have any doubt regarding this topic, please feel free to ask me. Also, I will recommend you to follow these references for the more detail. Thank you very much.